Good morning, Suraj Singh from Faridabad, Bharat, India. Namaskar to everybody. I am back again to talk to you, to have a word with you, to have interaction with you regarding elections and EVM. Election in 2019 has gone in theory. It has gone, but actually to me, it is started now. Election has been over practically per raw, per notification. But in fact, I don't consider 2019 Lok Sabha election as real election because that has been a fake election. As a citizen of this country and all other citizens of this country, I would like to raise one question. Are we sleeping in every mode? Are we sleeping for election also? Are we sleeping for voting also? Shall we allow every politician to rob our votes, my votes and your vote? Shall we allow every politician to mishandle us, abuse us of our power that constitution has given to each and every citizen of this country? Shall we allow that person, politician, whosoever it may be, he may be whosoever, I don't name now, because that person is a robber, that person is a fake prime minister, that person is a fake leader, and I consider that person to be out of parliament, out of politics, because that person has cheated me and cheated millions and billions of people of this country, whole world. He has manipulated the election through use of EVM. My election, my vote cannot be robbed by EVM. My vote cannot be robbed by politicians. No one has got any right to rob my vote. Even president has no right to rob my vote or allow rob my vote. Election Commission is my servant and he has got no right to rob my vote, to deprive me of my power, and that is functional power, that is a statutory power, that is constitutional power, and an exclusive unique power granted to me and conferred on me by constitution of this country, which is the only law of this country that empowers us, that constitutes this country, that constitutes people. And this document has been constituted by all of us, all citizens of this country, and we all 135 billion people, million crores people now, and 35 crore at that time of 1947. We cannot allow robbery of our document. We cannot allow robbery of our fundamental rights, law of suffrage and law of franchise. That is not permissible according to my understanding, my contemplation. And if you have different opinion, I don't mind that. But what I understand that those who are literate also, as well as those who are not literate also, both people understand what the meaning of a vote, not because of they are having degrees or not degrees of education. Degrees has nothing to do with this, because they have enough experience since 1950. How many elections they have faced through, for all classes of elections, the Lok Sabha election, Assembly election, Metropolitan Panchayat election. They are very experienced to understand what meaning of vote is and where this vote takes us to. This vote has so much power that can move to government, that can move prime minister, that can move president, that can move everybody whom we want to remove, and this gives into power every person who is having no knowledge, but every person who is a master as well. So we have to understand, shall we allow robbery of our vote? Shall we allow stealing by some stupid person, by some robber, our vote? This is my right, your right, or this is right of that politician loots us? This is a question mark on whole nation, on whole society, whole voters, and a body of this country as a constitutional body, constitutional nation. We have to understand that robbery has spread everywhere, I know, but not of votes robbery. This time in 2019 and probably last time as well in 2014, as is been told by many people that there was also management of EVMs in 2014 elections. Could be that, I don't understand now how it could be, or it could be maybe we accepted it to happen, but that time has gone. Those governments are over, those Lok Sabhas have been dissolved. Now question is, what about this current Lok Sabha? This 2019, where 542 persons have understood to be elected by EVM machines and not by real votes. And out of this, 542 MPs of Lok Sabha, 233 pertain to criminal background, which is a big shame, big degree of shame. Each and every citizen and leader of this country, we have no face to show to whole world what standard, what quality of people, what quality of leaders and politicians do we have? We have possessed in our lawmaking body, our legislature, our lawmakers, these MPs, Lok Sabha. We have no answer to the people. Maybe everybody cannot understand this, but politics is not national level, it's international level. These people are ministers and these people are MPs, and these people are also, because these people represent us in other countries, in United Nations and everywhere. And those people who belong to other countries of world, they are not also illiterate, they understand what we are. News go everywhere, papers go everywhere, internet age it is, and people know what's happened. Unfortunately, again I am saying, because we are a sleeping society, we tolerate it, we used to tolerate, and we have tolerated this time as well, whatever we were forced to tolerate. If I vote my, if I cast my vote to a person and that person is not allowed to be voted, I mean to say, don't be confused about my statement. I'm saying is, if I vote to someone, that vote must go to that person to whom or upon whom I cast that vote. If my vote is not counted in that person's records, there's no meaning of my vote. If, let us say, Amit Shah and Prime Minister Modi, with collaboration with EC, that imagination or hypothecation is a clear answer that they manage the election, abusing powers of people, and they declared before results even, or even you can say before end of last phase, before start of last seventh phase, they declared in a press conference that they are going to form a government with so many seats, in with a high degree of confidence declaration that they would do this, and they will constitute the form a record in history that second time they came with a majority in Lok Sabha, which has made it evident that these people designed and devised some principles and formula to reach to that level of absolute majority and more than that, because they did some work on that long before. They devised everything, they formalized something that how to get that number of seats, and they got it successfully because they did everything in manipulation. Of course, how can a party say or claim before even last phase is over that they shall get majority in a confidence manner, while people did expect them to be thrown out of Lok Sabha? This is really ridiculous. This is really surprising. This is really dangerous to think how can someone say like that to an accuracy of 0.005% variation, and there was no variation at all. They crossed 300, they claim that, and this is not acceptable. Robbery of my vote, robbery of your vote is not permissible. Maybe I cannot understand in time, and you also cannot understand in required time, but it has been committed by these politicians who are greedy, who are average, who want seat at any cost by hook or by crook, and they got it. But should we approve that? Yes, law approves that, constitution approves that, president approves that, and complete system approves that. But are we slave of systems? No, I am not slave of system. I have a mind to think, and I expect and anticipate that you must also have a mind to think, you can devise, you can calibrate your mind to required level, required value, reading, that you have an understanding, you have an idea to know what is right and what is wrong. If we cannot understand this, we are not human being and we are not good citizen of this country. This country, Bharat, doesn't belong to one and one. This belongs to all citizens of this country, including those who are non-voters. Voters are mature people, that's why they vote 18 years or above, but all others are honors of this country. Even a newborn baby becomes an honor of this country. So we have to take responsibility of each and every affair of our life, and voting is constitutional affair. It is an affair that appoints my member of parliament or member of legislative assembly or a municipal councillor or panchayat member. So it is my duty to ensure, first to satisfy my soul, my body, my mind, and everyone, that what I am doing is right and what I did has been examined properly or not. Just like you write a question in examination, after reading question, you write some answer and you are satisfied that you have submitted right answer, written the right answer, and you expect marks on that or grading on that. That is same thing the election has been, but this time 2019 has proved a debacle. Something completely deflected, diverted to some unknown destination for which we did not start journey with. We started journey to constitute our Lok Sabha, or we can say common house of people in this country, and every 5 years this is done. It has been done since 1950, but we have forgot that. We believe, we trust, and all times belief and trust do not work. They are not gods, They are human beings. They are politicians like professionals. They are occupied people. They have to take money. They have to earn money. But question is, shall they serve us like service provider, or shall they not serve us? Because we are honor. We are clients. We are their customers. They are charging us money from my tax and your tax. They are my servants. That may be prime minister, that may be minister, that may be MP, or whosoever that person is. His duty is, after all, to serve me and you, to meet our requirements according to law and constitution. They are not my masters. I am not their slave. They are not kings here. Nobody is king, nobody is prince here. They are my public servants, and I am public. I include 135 crore people of this country and 1350 million people of this country. We all are clients to this government of India and to legislative body and executive and president and all. Even Supreme Court is our public servant. So why should we shy away? Why can't we speak? Why our mouths are closed? Why our eyes are closed? Why our minds are closed? Or why do we hesitate to come in open, to raise our voice, our concern, and rise on the occasion, or else we will miss our whole day and whole night. We want to see sun. We won't be able to see sun and moon if we don't open our eyes and don't open our minds and mouths. We have to open each and every organ of our body to understand robbery. How could they rob us? How could they rob us? They should not rob us. This is not their job to rob us. And even if they robbed us, we have to see as police, how could they do it? We have to investigate ourselves, leaving aside police and all, because we are on top. We are people of this country, responsible for this country. We framed constitution. We constitute our document. We constitute our this long back. We drew this constitution. We designed this constitution. We enacted this. We adopted this. We published it. We examined this. We questioned everything, and then finally it has been done. This constitution rules everybody, and it is people, only body of people of this country, you can say body politic, that is above this constitution, where people are main authority of this country, main power of this country. This we have to understand. Though we are a big society, big large number, the first democracy we are known in the world, but are we really first democracy? If we cannot understand democratic rights, our secular rights, our sovereign rights, our economic rights, and our all other rights that have been conferred upon us by the constitution of this country, if we cannot understand this, then what's the meaning of our body of 135 crore people and so many lakhs of engineers and doctors and professionals and other educationalists who are there in this country, professors, lecturers, and all those young people who are not even to speak and not even to open their minds. They just lead by misleading commands of these leaders, whosoever leaders, maybe prime minister, maybe opposition leader, and maybe all those are all stupid guys who have spoiled this country for decades. And again, they want to do according to their way, and they divide us based on religions, they divide based on caste, and they keep us divided all the time, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, and all that. And they have no other business at all to help us move this country in a harmonious way, in an integrated way. They don't want us to do that. Because if we start living integrated, we start thinking that we are all one, we are society, irrespective of what religion they belong to or caste they belong to, they will lose their business of politics. Instead of delivering politics as service to whole society, they have constantly formed this business or commerce. And this is really not acceptable, because politics is not supposed to be this. They are not professionals, they are not occupants, they are just service. They are just serving us. If we cannot do service to our people free of any future expectations, then they are not our people, then they are hired people. Really, it's not acceptable. I will not accept them as leaders. If they think this is a business, they spend close to what happened. You see, this time there's information the 60,000 crores rupees have been spent in the election. Just imagine 60,000 crores. In 600,000 lakhs, 6 million, millions, 600,000 millions rupees were spent in this election. On one voter, about 700, 800 rupees have been spent, because there are about 90 crores voters, and you can say 60 to 70 crores voters cast their votes. And BJP itself, which is power and governance, itself spent 27,000 crores in this election. Just think of. If they spend this much money in one constituency, how much they have to spend? If they spend this money in one constituency, what for? What is aim? What is destination to spend this money? What is business in this? Is it business or it's service? If I in one vote, in one voter, you can say there is a expenditure of 700 rupees or 800 rupees on voter. What does it mean? Where shall this country move to? Is politics an industry? Is politics a commerce, or what it is? What gains we have made by spending 60,000 crores in this election, and why? What is the reason? Why cannot be done at 1 rupee per vote? Why 60,000 crore is a big question mark? And from where this money came to BJP to a tune of 27,000 crores? And all other parties to spend money, maybe not that much, but everybody spends money. Okay, reasonable expenditure is acceptable. In each constituency, there are some limits, 70 lakhs, 0.7 crore for each area, but 0.7 crores means what? If you multiply 600 by 0.7, it should be 430, something like that. But how many times it is? Do we need not think about that? If we cannot think this simple mathematics, then we are not even citizens of this country. We are sleeping animals. Of course, we have to think about this. This is our money. Even if they get donations from industries charge from us, we pay taxes to government. This is our money. This is not Modi's money or Rahul's money. They did not bring it from their father's property. This is our expenditure. How shall you and I allow this money wastage just in name of a general election? What result we are getting after this? Are we going to get some product so that it can be exported? Can we export MPs? Can we export our Lok Sabha? What can we do then? Why did we spend this? Is it a wrong question? You tell me. If it's a right question, then why don't you understand? Why don't you open your mouth? Why did you allow as voter all parties to spend this much money, and particularly party in power, that is Modi's party and that is BJP? How could they spend this much money? Why people did not stop this? Where this money has been spent to? This is a big question mark. And what this stupid guy, election commission, is doing? Is he office boy? Is in office boy of government, or BJP, or Modi? What duty he has done? What action he has taken? When everything is accident, he is sitting like a gatekeeper, a guard. What is doing? And what President of India is doing, of course, is a question mark. Because ultimately, ultimate authority of this country is President of India, Honorable President of India, and Honorable President of India has sitting like a statue. The only statue, nothing else. Really, it's a very surprising, believe me. So many millions and millions educated people of all sections, all disciplines, all professions in this country, all top professions, humanities, BA, MA, PhD, BSc, MSc, be engineers, doctors, professors, and all who are intelligentsia of this country cannot think up, cannot confer with, just sitting alone as if they don't belong to this country. Only 140 people came out of retired sections who has written letter to many authorities about these elections, that this election has been unfair elections. Why we cannot speak? Is EVM my destiny? Is EVM my doctor? Is EVM my resolver? Why should I think of EVM even? There was a time when we used to vote by ballots. What problem we have seen after that? Why don't we vote by ballot? Why do we support something we don't trust, we don't have confidence with? EVM is a machine. Ultimately, it's a device which can work only on some software that has been devised into this, or algorithmic into this, or coded into this. It can change whatever is desired. Why to depend upon that? Why to rely on that? What problem is there? VVPAT is there also with that, but why we cannot count VVPAT? That is another question mark. Why you spend money on that if you can't count that? This means there has been glows, and in these glows there have been many hands, including top authorities of this country, who supported corruption, who supported malpractice to be used, to be supported by, to win this election, abusing source of EVM. And this is really not acceptable and should not be acceptable to either of you. Whosoever is responsible or deeming himself or herself responsible in this country, as a citizen, it is your duty, it is my duty to examine, to scrutinize what is happening, to check quality, what is happening. Why cannot I check my own quality for this country? Am I living only for my sake, or for my family's sake, or for my personal sake, or for my personal destinations? No. I belong to this country. I own this country just like I belong to earth. I belong to my country. And it's my job. Of course, I'm not paid for that. But morally, by attitude, it is my job to check, just like it is job of every citizen of all other countries to check what their leaders are doing. They are called leaders because they have to lead us. And we are people. We want governance, and they have to govern us because we all cannot govern together. We need some responsible people, and they are called leaders. If we don't need them, why we can govern directly then? But unfortunately, it never happens because we are big quantity, we are big amount, big population, 130 crore people, or you can say all 95 crore persons cannot enter Lok Sabha to sit and take decisions. And that is the reason that we elect our member of parliaments or member of legislative assembly. I elect because I vote, and when I vote, I certify that I accept this person, I nominate this person, and that person should represent me in Lok Sabha or House of People. That is what I declare, and I should know about that person. But this doesn't happen. I should know complete data of that person, complete CV of that person, whether or not this person got some criminal background, whether or not this person is very well educated or not, whether or not this person understands Constitution of India and laws of India, whether or not this person understands what our country is, whether or not this man is good man, whether or not this man has sound mind, whether or not this man is rich or this man is poor, whether or not this man is competent or not competent. All that we have to see, and we have to see, and we are understood. We are presumed that we have seen that by voting. And I just vote blindly, keeping my eyes closed and mind closed and nose closed and mouth closed and everything closed. How can I competently vote, and how can you competently vote? This is a question mark on each and every citizen of this country. Because we are a lead country in democracy. Maybe we are not leading in economy, we are not leading in other sections of our considerations, but we are leading in democracy. But if we lead like this means we are teaching wrong lessons to other countries. Other countries learn democracy from us, like many European countries and other countries. What is happening there? They are far better than us because they can fight with their leaders. What happened in France, you all know, yellow, whites, and what happened in Sudan, and what happened in Algeria, and what happened in Hong Kong, and what happened everywhere. We are clear about that. But we cannot learn because we are all sleeping society. We don't care about what is happening until fire comes to us. If there is fire ablaze besides somewhere else 4 or 5 buildings away from me, I won't care because it's not come to me. This is sense we have. And unfortunately, we learned only education. We did not learn something common sense. We did not know what country is. We don't know how we got this country back from British. We have no experience at all because those people who struggled for freedom, they have left this world for their heavenly abode. But we are sitting here like they're useless, for you guys can say, useless survivors. We don't know what sacrifices they made. We don't know how we got this country back. We don't know what democracy means. We don't understand the value of sovereignty. We don't understand the value of that. We are a secular fabric country, secular cloth, which is very significant from point of view of coherence that we are and we must be. If we are not secular, we can't survive in this country. We just talk of a Hindu nation, which is a nonsense. We say Pakistan is a Hindu. What Pakistan has to do with this? Nothing else. Pakistan has gone, they're a separate country. Nothing to do with that. We have to think of us. We have about 20% Muslims in this country. We have 2% Sikhs in this country. We have about same point, if say 1 or 2% Christians in this country, and both in this country, and many other people. We have 75% people who belong to this country by fundamentalism, by original existence. We have to take all them together and go further. We cannot simply say, oh, this is a Hindu nation. What bloody mean Hindu is? Nobody knows about that. There is no guarantee there's some Hindu religion exists in this country, in this world. There's no particular specification about that. Only namesake we are saying Hindu. There's no Hindu at all. But I claim that, and I challenge everybody. Tell me from where you got this Hindu term. There's no Hindu term at all in the whole world. This is Vedism or this is Dharma. Dharma is only of faith. This is a top faith, and there may be other created faiths like Islam was created, like Guru Granth Sahib was created, like Bible was created, like somewhere only non-created is Dharma, in which we are following. We have been following that. Yada yada dharma. Dharmasya, which Krishna said and Ram said, and they named this country as Bharat, and we are saying Hindu. If you just see what poem or stanza was used by Krishna and Bhagwan Ram, you can say Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Galanir Bhati Bharat. In that he used the term Bharat, Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Galanir Bhati Bharat. Either it is India, either it is Hindustan, he is Hindu, whatever. Why we are calling, why we are replacing the authority of God given to us? We should not accept that from this RSS and BJP. This RSS and BJP are same people who never worked for this country during freedom struggle. They never contributed anything to this country. They just contributed to grab power. What Congress did, what public of that time did, they wanted to grab that power free of cost, free of doing anything. Same thing what post-independence we can say we achieved, Congress achieved, government, our nation achieved. People, they just want to rule on that without doing it, without causing any contribution. And they have spoiled economy. Modi has spoiled economy during a period of 5.5 years. What other people past Modi did, they were all very good people, like Manmohan Singh, like Atal Bihari Vajpayee, like many others. They did a lot of contribution to this country, but this people has given negative contribution of this country, and we accepted that as well. Oh, give another chance to this man, and people just give them a chance by direct or by indirect method, or by looting method of votes, or by someone else method of that, which is not really correct to say that this happened. But I don't accept that. There was no contribution at all. He did many decisions. He took many decisions, like he did decisions of demonetization of currency, and then he took decisions of GST and so many other bank accounts, etc. All have flopped. Demonetization has broken our economy to an extent that it cannot be recovered in 5 or 10 years, and is brought to a level of non-recovery, and only by hard work and hard investments it can be brought back. And people of foreign country don't trust us, because we are society, we are fighting is going on, where people are killed in the name of, you can say, lynchings, and in the name of rapes, and many other crimes are going on. And when 233 persons of MP level sit in Lok Sabha, what you can expect from our country? Shall these criminals, even there are people who are so-called terrorists, who are murderers, who are robbers, who are such level of crime, they have background of that, shall we depend upon them? Shall we take decision in national interest, or public interest, or voters' interest, society interest? They can never, because their mind is oriented on crimes, their mind is designed on crimes. They don't give anything to us, they just take power from us, and they will abuse that power. We shall not allow them. It is we to think, it is us to think what to do with that. We people of this country have to think. I first were to consider how these people could reach to Lok Sabha. These people, 230 to 45% people of this MP strength that has reached Lok Sabha, how could they reach there? This is also a big question mark. This only country in the whole world where 45% criminals sit in a house, which is a legislative body, top legislative body of this country. And people elected them. I don't know how, on what basis. This means people never check any person, whoever is there, they don't even know, just to cast their vote in the name of some leader, and that's all. And that's a really very bad understanding of people. This means people of our country, voters of the country, don't know constitution, don't know anything what is contained in constitution. They are just blindly voting, and they are just blindly electing people without giving any thought to backgrounds of that. I asked many people before election, many young, many old, many middle-aged, nobody knew about the constitution. I asked, do you want to go to party or to candidate? They said, we go to Modi, we go to this and that. That is not right way. We have a constitution. We are not good. People don't elect prime minister. Again, I am telling you, people or voter has got no right to elect prime minister. No one has got any right to elect minister. According to our constitution of this country, Lok Sabha is constituted by people of this country, and Lok Sabha constitution means you have to elect your representative from your constituency of Lok Sabha, and that is called member of parliament of Lok Sabha. According to our Article 81 in Constitution of India, Lok Sabha is constituted by direct election, and that direct election means you have to vote for MP and not for PM. You have to not vote for leader of opposition or prime minister, not at all. You are not authorized, you are not empowered by constitution to vote for that. This you have to understand. People don't read posts. I put 50 times, more than 50 times about this. Please think on, please consider your candidate. Whosoever candidate is good, you vote for him. That candidate could be from party or could be from non-party. But people don't watch, people don't read, people don't think. They just vote blindly without any contemplation, without making any analysis, without considering what shall happen in future, without even thinking what shall happen. How can you allow one person in 135 crore people to take whole responsibility of this country? This is non-practical. This is absolutely absurd. This is not a way to resolve problem. When there are so many Lok Sabha MPs, hundreds and hundreds of 500, more than that, they are all responsible. I would even say when 500 people or 540 people are not even adequate for such a country of 135 crore people, they should be announced by constitutional amendment. But whatever it is, now there are 542 in Lok Sabha, which are under people of this country. Our Rajya Sabha people are not elected by people, but direct election of these MPs is done by each and every citizen of this country. I elect my MP as my representative, and I become principal of that. MP has a body of voters of this constituency, of my constituency. We have to understand that fact, but we don't understand. Oh, I have voted to Modi, I have voted to Rahul, I have voted to Congress, I have voted to this and that. This stupid answer comes from every voter. That voter may be educated one, or that may be illiterate one, or that voter could understand anything or may not understand anything, but they do like this. Is this right way? Is this real democracy, or is it created democracy, or is it threatened democracy, or scared democracy? What they say, if you ask someone, I ask many people, why do you want to vote Modi? So he says, if Modi comes back, no Muslim rule comes. If Modi comes back, Hindu rule comes. This was answered by so many people. Really, it is a stupid answer, surprising answer. Means if Modi comes to power, Hindu rule exists. If Modi does not come to power, Congress come to power, Muslim rule comes to power. This is really extraordinary, stupid statement people give like that. Are we living in Hindu rule or in Muslim rule? Where we are living in, it is constitutional rule. It is sovereign rule. It is democratic rule. It is secular rule. It is economical rule. Everything is by law, rule of nation. It is rule of law. No one governs this country except rule of law. No religion governs this country. No Hindu, no Muslim, no Sikh, no Isai, no one else. What governs us is rule of law. Law governs us. Law is our all. Why don't you understand this fact? Is Modi law? Is Rahul law? Is President of India law? Is Supreme Court law? No, none of them is law. Law is law, enacted by public, enacted by parliament, and parliament is below public. Why don't we understand this fact? EVM, why hell-bent on us? People know, all know, scientists know, engineers know that EVMs are not foolproof equipment to trust votes. Voter has to trust EVM first. Voter has to be made sure that to whosoever candidate, one cast vote must be with that candidate counted. And if this surety cannot be guaranteed to a voter, this means there's a flaw in election. When you use ballot, you put seal in your area of candidate, and you make sure and you are ensured that your vote has gone to your required, your preferred candidate. You know very well at that time, and you fold this and put into box. But when you use EVM, do you make sure what you did happen? You're not sure. You're just putting a button, pushing a button, and that's bye-bye. You are not sure. You cannot check to whom you voted. Your votes cannot be counted back. Means you just put some button, push some button, bye-bye. Your job is over. Are you born in Bharat to just do this every 5 years and come back? I am not born for this. I must ensure myself that my vote has gone to a candidate to whom I like, I prefer. But this surety has not been guaranteed by EVM use. This is not guaranteed by Election Commission or by whosoever involved authorities. Government of India abused EVMs and they got back to power by malpractice, by fake mechanism, by cheating, by committing fraud on nation. This is open statement. Nothing is secret, and there are so many reasons for that, which I don't want to repeat now. Just for brief, I can say point number one: 20 lakhs EVM have been missing from record. Who is responsible for that? Number two, there are 300 lakh machines whose serial numbers were not included in the original list. And number three was there is a mismatch in counting of vote casting and vote counted. in about 373 constituencies. These are big question marks, these three. There are so many other questions which they have got no logical background, but these three are very big. If you can miss 20 lakh machines, this means these machines have been used by someone by illicit means, by malpractice. Then who is responsible for that? I would say Election Commission is responsible, but Election Commission is working as an agent to BJP, agent of government. You cannot trust agents. Whom to trust then? You cannot trust someone in this country. You cannot trust. Means trust has been lost. Institutions, trust has been lost. Then there are 300 inventories. This is missing. Why and who is responsible for that? Election Commission is responsible for that. Trust is lost. Then mismatch of counting. Who is responsible for that? Election Commission is responsible for that. How can there be error of 8,000 to 18,000 in each constituency in counting? And how can there be similar number of votes counted in many constituencies? There have been a list that many constituencies counted same number of votes. This means there have been some design, great level of design behind scenes, which like films, we don't know what they did. We don't know. This is like a film. This election was a film. This was just a painting on wall. You can say whitewashing of frames or distemporary paint, distemporary wall. This was just an eye wash, wall wash, everything wash. This election has no term in itself as election. This election is meaningless, has been meaningless, and people must start talking about this, must start coming to fight the election commissioner and government. How could they win? How could they do this when they were not worth winning? There was no fair, there was no transparent dealings in transactions of votes. Then how can they say that they have come to power by this genuine election? This election cannot be named genuine election because this is not genuine, and that's it. We have to understand this point of view. If we cannot understand this point of view, we cheat ourselves. We keep ourselves in dark. We keep ourselves in negative world. We don't want to see facts of life. We don't want to see sunrise. We only want to stay in darkness. And darkness cannot lead you to light. You understand that? This country is passing through very turbulent economic phase, which is not even in laminar flow. This country has dipped down in many spheres of education, in health, in democratic way, in many other ways. We are flopping. We are down, down and down. We are dipping into sea. We have to take ourselves self-control. Otherwise, we shall be nowhere. We shall dip somewhere in some deep ocean, and that we don't want to see. Therefore, question is not of EVM. Question of existence of democracy, question of survival of democracy, question of survival of secularism, question of survival of nation, question of survival of integrity of the societies, question of survival of each and every affair of life. It is India, Bharat, which is an eminent country, which has a space, which has a location, a personality, a nationality everywhere in the whole world. But if we lose like this, gradually every corner of this, we degrade every corner, we allow erosion of every corner. Where shall we take this country to? I cannot say. It's an illusion that we are in democratic world, real illusion. We are not in democratic world. We are in robbery designed democracy. It's a robbing of democracy. It's a looting of democracy by certain people who abuse money power, who abuse every power, who abuse scaring power, threatening power, mob lynching power, and sectioning of class sex power. They use such illicit powers, such you can say slush powers, that they divided people in name of Hindu and Muslims, in name of caste, in name of this and that, in criticizing opposition, in criticizing Congress. They criticize Congress always. You see, this is a very dangerous situation. Congress is a political party like you. Congress did something for this nation. I'm not supporter of Congress or BJP. I'm supporter of city. I'm supporter of citizen. I'm supporter of this country. Had there been no Congress, where should we stand? There will be no free Bharat. There is no free India. If you go back to 1947 back, it is Congress that led this country to get us freedom from British. It's not BJP, it's not RSS that delivered this country as free from clutches, from black clutches of those cruel British people, who later said that we just governed you because we wanted to be governed by them. We never said that, but you go and ask any British people, they will simply say that because we wanted to be governed, and then at the time that you said, no, we don't want your governance, we came back. This is what their understanding is in their college and schools. I talk to many British people, they respond like that. Well, that is their system. How can they can say now anything? But our question is, we sacrifice 100 years or more than 100 years, we sacrifice millions of people and lakhs of peoples and lakhs of freedom fighters, and their all lives were lost because they wanted us to stay in free India, and we have got that. But if you say this is free India, this is now India clutched by you can say, locked by RSS and by BJP, which were not friendly people to democracy, to freedom of this country. They were opposing. They always opposed to freedom of this country. RSS is set record, and then never tried. They never cooperated with Congress. They never supported movement of freedom. And same, this BJP is a daughter of that country. Past Jan Sangh it is, and this party is a daughter of RSS. RSS can be trusted. They are just Hindu organization. They say we are interested in Hindu Sangathan, Hindu organization, Hindu association, but Hindu association is not future of this country. Future of this country is secular association. Future of this country is all people of this country, all religion of this country, all sects of this country. We cannot isolate ourselves from each other. We are all united people. It is a united country. This is a united Bharat, united India, Union of India, Union of Bharat. This is not RSS Bharat. This is not BJP Bharat. This is not Hindu Bharat. This is Bharat, Bharat and Bharat. And we have to understand that. Whatever we are, we are. No one can change us. Constitution rules us, not BJP, not RSS. RSS has to open the minds and think correctly, because they are not honor of this country exclusively. They are not master of this country, and BJP also is not honor of this country, and Modi is also not honor of this country. They are just public servants and nothing else. We elected them, we selected them, and they are sitting in seats and then threatening us, threatening our existence. They are mobilizing people in a way one community kills person of another community in the name of God, in the name of Shri Ram. This is not acceptable. My Ram doesn't allow someone to kill someone. No Muslim allows to kill someone to someone. How can you do that? This is completely criminal act, and those leaders who are behind this are criminals. We have to think first how to purify our Lok Sabha, how to decriminalize our Lok Sabha. That is first question mark. Because we don't want to see criminals legislate for me, write my future, your future, by their bad acts. Shall a criminal write your luck? We say Bharata Bhagya Vidhata. Are they my gods? They will write my luck. Again and again we have to think that. If we want to make this country good, if we want this country reliable country, leading country, authentic country, pure country, disciplined country, we have to first discipline ourselves. If we cannot elect our MPs ourselves without abuse power of leaders, we are not competent voters. Why should we depend upon BJP or Congress or some political party? Why can't we elect even independent candidates? What's the problem with that? Are they not human beings? Are they not citizens of this country? They are all equal. There's no difference if you're a candidate of BJP or candidate of Congress or candidate of SP or BSP or independent candidate. There's no difference at all. You can elect whomsoever you want. Person should be reasonable. Person should have character. Person should have, you can say, clean image. And then you elect. You ask person, what shall he do? Does he know something? Or is just a blind man and wants to enter Lok Sabha for no knowledge, for no competency? We don't want such a person. People even don't know name of this country. Unfortunately, leaders don't know name of this country, and they speak Hindustan, Hindustan, Hindustan. These stupid people don't know that there's no Hindustan. Hindustan doesn't exist on map of this world. Hindustan doesn't exist in our constitution. Hindustan exists nowhere now because it's gone. This name has been dissolved. Now there are only two names of this country, and there's Bharat and India, no other name. And I don't even prefer India, but unfortunately, it's because it's our official name, formal name, we have to recognize this as also we are India and we are Bharat. We have to respect these two names, no other names now. Until India exists, we have to respect this. So, shall we kill ourselves based on EVMs, or shall we force our leaders, our election commission, our president to restore ballot paper selection? This is a question that we have to ask ourselves and force. We have to join whatever revolution that comes in society, in states, or in this country, that EVM has to go means has to go. We don't respect EVM. We don't need EVMs. Why we need ballot paper is okay, or some other method which ensures that vote has gone to some right candidate, that must be adopted with. You count only VPATs. Who stops you? Count that. Let it take time, 5 days, 7 days, it doesn't make a difference. When it takes 1.5 months for EVM elections, why we cannot spend 5 days more for genuinity? We have to do that. We have to force system. We have to force parliament. We have to force President of India. We have to force the Supreme Court of our country. We have to force election commission. We have to force the whole system consistently, competently, in a way that they understand what we want. We are not slaves of this system. We are masters of this system. We are citizens of this country, and we have to respect ourselves. Forget about what division you are, what sects you are. We want change. We want change from EVM to ballot, and that's it. We have to decide this. Reject election of 2019. We don't want a false election, fake election, and fake MPs and fake Lok Sabha and fake PM. They're all fake because election itself is a fake one. 2019 Lok Sabha election cannot in any way be called a transparent election, a competent election, a competent delivery election commission, because election commission itself is involved in malpractice of election. Itself is involved with comment, itself is involved in every effect. All decisions the election commission took were wrong. It did not even accept a candidate from military, from army against prime minister's candidature, which is a dangerous situation. Without any reason, that election commission rejected that application of Tej Bahadur, which is not what he did, nothing else, no crime. What crime he did? He just demanded something for food in military, and thus he has no right to demand for food. This is nonsense. You can't give food, good food to our army soldiers, and you expect them to protect this country, and you are calling them because dismissed on this account. Is a disciplinary action? Is a disciplinary action? Is the right action should be called. It should be called a protective action, and this decision of rejecting that candidature is a foolish decision, deplorable decision. I don't accept this. I will demand again and again and again and again that EVM be banned from each and every respect, each and every time, each and every constituency, and ballot be resumed. No other way. 2019 year election is fake one. It should be dissolved. This Lok Sabha should be dissolved so that these 233 criminals who have joined our August House of Lok Sabha must leave. They come back with revised victory, and there should be a new law that no criminal background person should be allowed to contest election until he is free from criminal action, until he is discharged, acquitted, or whatever law requires. Should not be allowed to contest election. Whoever it could be, even it will be Amit Shah or someone, doesn't matter. Even the prime minister, doesn't matter. Even the opposition leader, doesn't matter. Whatever is and is. If that person belongs, has got history, must not be allowed to be elected as MP until that person is clear. That's what demand is. So we have to be very powerful in this. I will speak a few words in Hindi also, so that those people who cannot understand English may have some. चुनाव हो चुका है 2019 का, EVM से हुआ, बहुत अच्छा लगा हुआ और बहुत बुरा भी लगा हुआ, क्योंकि चुनाव तो हो गया कहने में, नोटिफिकेशन के द्वारा हो चुका जी। हमारा देश चुनाव 17वीं लोकसभा बन चुकी है। हमें सोचना यह है कि वास्तव में क्या बन चुकी है। क्या आप उसको लोकसभा कहेंगे जहाँ झूठा चुनाव हुआ हो, जहाँ पता ही ना हो वोट किसको गया हो, वोटर जानता ही ना हो कि वोट हमने दिया उसको गया कि ना गया। ये सवाल उठता है। हमारे देश के 542 जो चुने गए संसद हैं लोकसभा के, उनमें से यदि 233 सांसद झूठे पे आए, क्रिमिनल रिकॉर्ड पे आए, आपराधिक प्रवृत्ति के हों, क्या आप ऐसे लोगों द्वारा अपना भाग्य निर्धारित करना पसंद करेंगे? ऐसे लोग जो खुद चोर हैं, डकैत हैं, रेपिस्ट हैं, आतंकवादी हैं, ऐसे लोगों द्वारा आप अपने देश का भाग्य निर्धारण कराएंगे? ऐसे लोगों द्वारा अपने बच्चों का भविष्य फिक्स कराएंगे? ऐसे लोग 45% हैं। अगर आप चाहते हैं आपका देश ऐसे ही चले, बदमाश बने, गुंडा बने, जो भी बने, विश्व के अंदर बदनाम हो, तो आपको बधाई हो। आप ऐसे लोगों को स्वीकार करें, उनके पैर छुएं, उनकी आरती उतारें। लेकिन मैं तैयार, मैं बिल्कुल तैयार नहीं इस काम के लिए। मुझे एक भी क्रिमिनल पसंद नहीं लोकसभा में या राज्यसभा में। क्रिमिनल है जब तक वो सही ना ठहराया जाए। हमें चाहिए इन लोगों को सत्ता से बाहर करना। सत्ता जो लोकसभा की पा चुके हैं, जिन सीटों पर ये भगवान की ओथ लेके बैठे। देखिए दुख की बात तो यह है, ओथ भगवान के लेते हैं, क्राइम कौन से करते हैं। ये क्रिमिनल भगवान की ओथ लेके आए हैं, सत्ता में सीट पे बैठे हैं, एमपी बन के संविधान की शपथ ली है और संविधान को भी काला कर दिया इन्होंने, क्योंकि झूठे लोग, मक्कार लोग, क्रिमिनल लोग भगवान के नाम पे सत्ता की शपथ ले रहे हैं, संविधान की शपथ ले रहे हैं। इससे बंदगी गंदगी और क्या हो सकती है हमारे देश की लोकसभा की। और शर्म नहीं आती हमारे देश की कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अथॉरिटीज को, उन लोगों को जो राष्ट्रपति के पद पे बैठे हैं, प्रधानमंत्री के पद पे बैठे हैं, मंत्रियों के पद पे बैठे हैं और सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जज जो इतने ऊंचे पदों पे बैठे हैं, किसी को भी कोई शर्म नहीं है। दुख की तो बात ये होती है। अरे खुद भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट सो मोटो ले सकते हैं एक्शन, लेकिन नहीं लेंगे। सबको डर है, पता नहीं किस बात का डर है। अरे मौत एक बार आनी है, बार बार नहीं आनी है, किस बात का डर है। लेकिन देश तो स्वच्छ होना चाहिए, भारत तो अच्छी छवि होना चाहिए। भारत को कहा जाता है जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हो, भारत भाग्य विधाता। तो भारत भाग्य विधाता है तो भाग्य विधाता का ऐसा होता है। हमें सोचना जरूरी चाहिए इस बात को। अगर हम नहीं सोच सकते तो हमसे गद्दार, हम देश के स्वयं गद्दार हैं। हम किसी को गद्दार क्या कहेंगे, कोई हमारा दुश्मन क्यों होगा जब हम स्वयं ही, हम जनता ही देश के दुश्मन है, हमारे एमपी ही देश के दुश्मन है, हमारे लीडर ही देश के दुश्मन है। हम दूसरे के दुश्मन की क्यों उम्मीद करें? उन्हें आवश्यकता नहीं हमारी दुश्मनी की, क्योंकि हम स्वयं दुश्मन है। भारत की जनता स्वयं अपनी दुश्मन है। हम स्वयं के समाज और सोते रहते हैं, हमेशा जागते नहीं, दिमाग से सोचते नहीं, किसी बात में भी गंभीर नहीं होते। ये हमारी कैरेक्टर है, हमारी क्वालिटी है, हमारा हमारा पावरफुल मीन्स है ये कि हम कुछ ना करें, सोते रहे, देखते रहे कि लीडर हमें लाके 15 लाख देगा, लीडर हमें लाके बैंक अकाउंट खोल के नोट डालेगा, लीडर आके हमें नौकरी देगा, लीडर हमें, जबकि लीडर ने कुछ नहीं करना। अगर नौकरी वो खुद नहीं कर पाया, खुद नहीं ढूंढ पाया, तो आपको क्या देगा? हमें बहुत कुछ सोचना होगा। आखिर ये देश है, खेल नहीं है। सत्ता आ जाना तो बहुत आसान होता है, संभालना मुश्किल होता है। लोगों के वायदे पूरे नहीं कर सकते, कह देते हैं प्रधानमंत्री चुनाव में तो बहुत कुछ बका जाता है, बोला जाता है, उसकी क्या वैल्यू? जब देश का प्रधानमंत्री ऐसी बात करने लगे तो उनकी बातों को कौन यकीन करेगा? आपके मैनिफेस्टो सब बेकार है, कागज की टॉयलेट पेपर है, चाहे वो कांग्रेस का मैनिफेस्टो या बीस किसी का भी मैनिफेस्टो। जब आप कहते हैं चुनाव में बहुत बातें की जाती हैं, तो उन बातों का क्या मतलब होता है? जो कोई मतलब नहीं होता तो क्यों करते हैं आप ऐसी बातें? मतलब ये कि जनता को आप बेवकूफ बनाते हैं और जनता बेवकूफ बनती है, बार बार आपको वोट देते, कहते हैं एक चांस और एक चांस और भक्तों के दिमाग ही बंद है। भक्तों को मैं क्या कहूँ, उनके ना दिमाग काम करते हैं, ना आँख काम करती है, ना सोच काम करती है, ना कुछ काम करता है। ऐसे भक्त जो नाली के कीड़े मैं कह सकता हूँ उनको, इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं है। उनको झंडे मारे जाओ, पिटते आएंगे, दूसरे जगह चले जाएंगे। ऐसे भक्तों को मैं देशभक्त नहीं कह सकता, स्वामी भक्त नहीं कह सकता। ऐसे भक्त खाली बेवकूफ भक्त है, उनके बारे में बात करना। लेकिन जो जनता समझती है, जो भक्त नहीं है, जो देश के बारे में सोचती है, जो चाहती है देश विकास करे, लोग आगे बढ़े, सड़कें बने, सब कुछ हो, विकास हो, जो मिले देश के अंदर, बाहर तरक्की हो, सब कुछ हो, ऐसे लोगों के बारे में बात करना चाहता हूँ। क्या आप चाहते हैं कि ऐसे घोटालों के, ऐसा चुनाव जो घोटाला है स्वयं उसके अंदर रहे? आप आगे क्यों नहीं बढ़ते, क्यों नहीं प्रश्न उठते? आपको आगे बढ़ना चाहिए, पूछना चाहिए आखिर हुआ तो क्या हुआ, कैसे हुआ, मेरा वोट गया तो कहाँ गया? ये प्रश्न हम नहीं जान सकते, क्योंकि हम जानते हैं चोरी हुई है, लेकिन हम बोलेंगे नहीं। हम जानते हैं कुछ हुआ, हम बोलेंगे नहीं। आग लग जाए पास वाली बिल्डिंग में, लगने दो, हमें क्या लेना है? जब हमारे ऊपर आएगी हम देखेंगे, कुछ नुकसान हुआ हम देखेंगे। हमें अपने से मतलब, अपने परिवार से मतलब, अपने घर वालों से मतलब, अपने समाज से कोई मतलब नहीं, देश से कोई मतलब नहीं, राज्य से कोई मतलब नहीं, हमें किसी बात से कोई मतलब नहीं। जो होता है होने दो, हमारा काम चलना चाहिए, हमारा सब कुछ ठीक रहना चाहिए। जब ये प्रवृत्ति पैदा हो जाए हमारे समाज के अंदर, तो समाज कहाँ जाएगा कोई नहीं जानता। बड़े दुख की बात है कि आज हम ऐसे समाज में रहें जो समाज समाज नहीं कह सकते, देश देश नहीं कह सकते। कहने को हम बहुत बुरी हालत में हैं, लोग हमें बहुत बड़ा मानते हैं कि ये भारत देश है, लेकिन वो क्या अंदर सोचते हैं ये भी पता होना चाहिए। वो जानते हैं, बहुत से लोग जानते हैं दुनिया के, कि हमने क्या किया चुनाव में, हम कैसे जीते, भारतीय जनता पार्टी या मोदी चुनाव में कैसे वापस आया, सब जानते हैं। सबको पता है कि चुनाव में क्या क्या नहीं हुआ, सारी दुनिया जानती है इस बात को। भारत के लोग जाने या ना जाने, भारत सोता रहे लेकिन बाकी लोग नहीं सो रहे। सबको पता है कि यहाँ क्या हुआ, सब जानते हैं कितनी 20 लाख मशीनें यहाँ चोरी हुई, बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन है। सब जानते हैं 3 लाख मशीनों के नंबर यहाँ नहीं थे, सब जानते हैं। और ये भी सब जानते हैं कि जो 373 ऐसी कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी जहाँ जितने वोट डालेगा और जितने गिनेगा, बहुत फर्क है, 8,000 से लेकर 18,000 तक का फर्क है। और ये बहुत बड़ी बात है। इसके अलावा बहुत सी बातें हैं जो चुनाव आयोग बताएगा नहीं, चुनाव आयोग मानेगा नहीं, क्योंकि चोर की दाढ़ी में तिनका होता है। चोर चोर होता है, वो कभी नहीं कहेगा मैंने चोरी की। पुलिस डंडे मार मार के उससे उगलवा डाले कि हाँ मैंने जुर्म किया है, लेकिन यहाँ उसके ऊपर कोई पुलिस नहीं है, उसके ऊपर कोई नहीं, वो स्वयं ही पुलिस है, स्वयं ही अदालत है और स्वयं ही सब कुछ है। इसलिए उसको कोई क्या कहेगा, वो तो बीजेपी का एजेंट है, सरकार का एजेंट है, उसे जो काम करना था कर दिया। लेकिन ये भूल जाना चाहिए कि उसके ऊपर भी बहुत कुछ है। उसके ऊपर भारत की जनता, भारत की जनता और संविधान जिसने बनाया है, भारत की जनता संविधान से ऊपर, भारत की वो जनता जो बनाती है सबको, भारत की वो जनता जो उनको अधिकार देती है, भारत की वो जनता जो संविधान बनाकर संविधान के द्वारा सबको अधिकार दिए गए, भारत की वो जनता जो सर्वोत्तम है, जो जज से भी ऊपर जज है, जो पार्लियामेंट से भी ऊपर पार्लियामेंट है। पार्लियामेंट तो रिप्रेजेंटेटिव बैठते हैं, लेकिन भारत की जनता में रिप्रेजेंटेटिव नहीं बैठते, भारत की जनता में स्वयं हम बैठते हैं। हम रिप्रेजेंटेटिव नहीं हैं, हम स्वयं हैं। ये हमें जानना चाहिए। ये देश हमारा है, ये देश किसी सुप्रीम कोर्ट का नहीं, ये देश किसी प्रधानमंत्री का नहीं, ये देश भारत की जनता का है। ये देश इलेक्शन कमीशन का नहीं, ये देश मेरा आपका सबका है। हमको इस देश को संभालना है। यदि हम इस देश को संभाल नहीं सकते तो शर्म आनी चाहिए हमको एक दूसरे के ऊपर कि हम इस देश को नहीं संभाल सकते। जो बना बनाया मिल गया हमको, कहते हैं ना कि आपको कोई चीज बनी बनाई मिल जाए उसकी वैल्यू नहीं होती। आपको आजादी आपके हाथ में रख के चले गए आपके पूर्वज, आपको उसकी वैल्यू नजर नहीं आती। आपकी पिटाई होती, डंडे पड़ते, अंग्रेज आपको ठीक करते, तो आपको पता लगता है कि क्या होती है गुलामी और क्या होती है आजादी। बस आपको तो एयर कंडीशन रूम चाहिए, आपको हवाई जहाज में घूमना है, आपको ऐश करनी है, कारें चलानी है, खूब खाना है, होटलों में जाना है, इधर उधर का टाइम खराब करना है। न्यूज से कोई मतलब नहीं, संविधान से कोई मतलब नहीं, भारत में क्या हो रहा है कोई मतलब नहीं। आपको खाली फिल्मी वीडियो देखने हैं, क्रिकेट में मजा लेना है, ये सब कुछ करना है। आपको क्या लेना देना भारत से? आपको ऐश चाहिए, आपको अपना चाहिए, आपको पढ़ के भी जाना है तो अमेरिका जाके सेटल होना है, कनाडा जाके सेटल होना है, आपको भारत से क्या मतलब है? भारत में पैसा खर्च के भारत की जनता आपको पढ़ाए और जाके अमेरिका में कहो कि हम अमेरिका में जाके रहने लगे, वहाँ के सिटीजन हो गए, हम बहुत बड़ी अचीवमेंट कर चुके, हम कनाडा में रहते हैं, हम इतने बड़े आदमी हो गए, ब्रिटेन ने हमें इतने अवार्ड्स दिए, हम इतने बड़े हो गए। ये शर्म की बात है कि आप दूसरों के अवार्ड में, दूसरों के पैसों में इतना उछलते हो, नाचते हो, जबकि अपने देश की बर्बादी कर रहे हो। अरे अमेरिका की क्या औकात है भारत के सामने? अगर भारत की जनता बिल्कुल सही हो जाए, भारत के धन को सही इस्तेमाल किया जाए तो अमेरिका 10 बन जाए यहाँ पे, कनाडा 10 बन जाए यहाँ पे। लेकिन हम नहीं समझ सकते जब तक हमें डंडे मार के न समझाया जाए, हमको पानी ठंडा डाल के हमें उठाया ना जाए, हमारे सर फोड़ के हमको समझाया ना जाए, हम नहीं समझ सकते क्योंकि हम भारत वाले हैं। हम गुलामी की आदत है, हमने अंग्रेजों की गुलामी सही है, हमने मुगलों की गुलामी सही है, हमने उससे पहले आने वाले आर्यों की गुलामी सही है। हम गुलाम ही हो सकते हैं, इससे ज्यादा नहीं हो सकते। 75-80% लोग ऐसे हैं जो यहाँ के मूल निवासी है, वो भी ढीले ढाले हैं, वो भी बस बातें करते हैं, समझते कुछ नहीं है, वो भी कुछ नहीं कर पाए। और हम लोग सो रहे हैं, सोते रहेंगे, ये लोग हमारे वोट लूटते रहेंगे, लूट रहे हैं और लूटते रहे और आगे भी लूटेंगे यदि हमने इनके सर नहीं फोड़े, इनको ठीक नहीं किया, इनको औकात नहीं दिखाई कि तुम्हारी क्या औकात है। हो गए तो प्रधानमंत्री, हो गए तो मिनिस्टर, क्या फर्क पड़ता है तो हमारे नौकर। आपको काम तो हमारे लिए करना है, अगर हम आपको नहीं करने देंगे तो आप क्या कर लेंगे? हम देते हैं आपको वोट, आप कर लीजिए हेरा फेरी, देखते हैं कब तक करेंगे हेरा फेरी। ईवीएम तो जाएगी, हम नहीं देते वोट, क्या करेंगे आप? हमें नहीं चाहिए ईवीएम। आप कौन होते हैं जबरदस्ती की ईवीएम से वोट दीजिए? हम तो नहीं देना चाहते, पब्लिक नहीं देना चाहती। आपको तकलीफ क्या होती है? आपको क्या दर्द होता है? इसका मतलब आप चोर हैं। जो चोर होगा वही कहेगा भाई ईवीएम से यूज करो। आपको क्या तकलीफ है अगर ईवीएम ना यूज हो तो? किसने कहा कि ईवीएम को यूज किया जाए तो उसको मेरा जिंदगी खराब हो जाएगी, देश रुक जाएगा, लोगों के सांसें रुक जाएंगी, वोट डाल नहीं पाएगा वोटर अगर ईवीएम नहीं होगी? क्या ऐसे हालात हो गए हैं? अगर हो गए तो बताइए, फिर किस बात का डर है आपको? क्यों डरते हैं? इलेक्शन कमीशन क्यों डरता है? चुनाव आयोग क्यों डरता है? हमारा समाज क्यों डरते हैं? हमारी लोकसभा क्यों डरता है? हमारा प्राइम मिनिस्टर क्यों डरते हैं? सारे लोग कि ईवीएम हट जाएगी। क्यों ना हटे ईवीएम? ही गलत तो गलत है, गलत को गलत कहा जाएगा, चोर को चोर कहा जाएगा, डकैत को डकैत कहा जाएगा, गलत साधन को गलत साधन कहा जाएगा। ये हमारा हक है, हम कहेंगे। हमें सच्चाई पे जीना है, सच्चाई पे देश चलाना है, हमें चोरों के हाथों में देश नहीं बेचना है। देश बिक रहा है, कहते थे हम देश नहीं बिकने देंगे, खुलेआम बेच रहे हैं, जो कहा था सब उल्टा कर रहे हैं। और हम कहते हैं कि हम देखते रहेंगे, हम देख रहे हैं, हम तो नहीं देखते। अरे मैं एक नहीं देखता तो ऐसे बहुत से होंगे जो बोल नहीं पा रहे। बोलो, मुंह खोलो, आंख खोलो, नाक खोलो, दिमाग खोलो, सब कुछ खोलो। नहीं बोलोगे तो पछताओगे। टाइम रुकता नहीं किसी के कहने से। सूरज निकल के शाम भी होती है, बारिश आके धूप भी निकलती है, सब कुछ होता है। कोई आपके कहने से नहीं, कहने से कुछ नहीं होगा। आपको लुटवाना है लुटवाइए, आपका देश है, आपने तो बनाया नहीं, आपने कुछ किया नहीं, आपको तो पका पकाया मिला है। आपको क्या? आप हवा खराब कर दो, सब खराब कर दो, देश खराब कर दो, उन्नति खराब कर दो, इकोनॉमी खराब कर दो, वोटिंग सिस्टम खराब कर दो, सब खराब कर दो, फिर भी कहना मेरा भारत महान। किस बात के महान? कहाँ है महान? काय के भाग्य विधाता? अपने भाग्य को संभाल नहीं सकते, किसी को संभाल नहीं सकते। हम भारत भाग्य विधाता है जी? नहीं है आप भारत भाग्य विधाता। आप भारत को तोड़ने वाले विधाता हैं, आप भारत का भ्रष्टाचार करने वाले विधाता हैं, आप भारत को तोड़ने में विश्वास रखते हैं, आप भारत की क्वालिटी खराब करने में विश्वास रखते हैं, आप भारत की सभ्यता खराब करने में विश्वास रखते हैं, आप एक धर्म से दूसरे धर्म को मरवाते हैं, आप ऐसे सारे काम करते हैं जो आपको नहीं करने चाहिए, जो संविधान के खिलाफ है, प्रकृति के खिलाफ है। आप भगवान के नाम पर किसी को मारना चाहते हैं, आप समाज को तोड़ना चाहते हैं और फिर कहते हैं हम भारत भाग्य विधाता। क्या कि भारत भाग्य विधाता? भारत माता की इच्छा करने का अधिकार उसी को हो जो भारत को भारत समझेगा, नहीं तो बाकी किसी को अधिकार नहीं है। सब ड्रामा है, वो सब स्लोगान है, कोई मतलब होता उसका। जय भारत वही कह सकता है जो वास्तव में भारत को जानता हो, जो भारत को समझता हो, भारत की प्रकृति की इज्जत करता हो, भारत का अधिकार समझता हो, वही जय भारत कह सकता है, वही भारत माता की जय कह सकता है। बाकी सब बदमाशी है, सब देशद्रोह है, सब ड्रामा है, सब स्लोगान है, चाहे कोई भी क्यों ना हो उसमें। इस बात को जो नहीं समझता उसका मैं जवाब नहीं दे सकता। भारत का युवा को समझना चाहिए, युवतियों को समझना चाहिए, उनको दिमाग खोलना चाहिए। क्यों किसी की भक्ति में लग जाते हैं आप? अरे भक्ति करनी है तो भगवान की करो, भक्ति करनी है तो देश की करो। क्या इन नेताओं की भक्ति करना? ये नेता तो चोर लुटेरे थे, हैं और रहेंगे। इन्होंने लूट के खाना है, ये मेहनत नहीं कर सकते, ये ईंट नहीं लगा सकते, ये दीवार नहीं बना सकते, ये कारपेंटर का काम नहीं कर सकते, ये मिस्त्री का काम नहीं कर सकते, ये कोई मेहनत का काम नहीं कर सकते। ये पंडित की तरह घंटे बजाते हैं मंदिर में, बस प्रसाद लेते हैं, दक्षिणा मांगते हैं, कहते हैं आजा मंदिर में आपको और पूजा करा दूंगा। इनको तो हराम की चाहिए। नेता हो, पंडित हो, राजपूत हो, बिजनेसमैन हो, इन सबको पका पकाया फ्री का माल चाहिए। मेहनत करे गरीब, पसीना भाई गरीब, खून से मेहनत करे गरीब, दिन रात काम करे गरीब, और ये लोग उसके फल को खाएं। चाहे वो बिजनेसमैन हो, इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट हो, नेता हो या जो भी हो, ये सब पब्लिक के पैसे को खाना चाहते हैं, बाहर भगाना चाहते हैं। रह जाए, इन्होंने कभी कुछ नहीं करना। इन्होंने लाखों रुपए की साड़ियाँ पहनी है, अच्छे लाखों के कोट पहने हैं, सूट पहने हैं, और आप 200-300 की दिहाड़ी करके रोते रहिए, जिंदगी भर रोते रहेंगे आप, क्योंकि आप समझेंगे नहीं। आप देश के गुलाम नहीं, आप अपने मन के भी गुलाम हैं, आप अपनी आत्मा के गुलाम हैं, आप अपने दिमाग के गुलाम हैं। दिमाग आपका काम नहीं कर सकता, आप चला नहीं सकते, आंख आपकी सही देख नहीं सकती, नाक आपकी गंध सूंघ नहीं सकती, तो कोई क्या करेगा? आपने स्वयं बीमारी पाली है, स्वयं ही आप अपने डॉक्टर बनिए। आप नहीं बनेंगे तो ऐसे ही कुत्ते रहिए, जिंदगी भर कुत्ते रहना आपका काम है। गुलामी का आपका असर गया नहीं अभी 70 सालों में, क्योंकि लगता नहीं 500 साल में भी जाएगा, क्योंकि आपकी सोच ही गलत है। आप बस यही चाहते हैं मेरा परिवार आगे निकल जाए, चाहे वो सिफारिश से निकले या जैसे भी निकले, मुझे क्या लेना देना। बड़े से बड़े प्रोफेशनल्स जो हैं वो भी सिफारिश लगाते हैं, मैंने देखा है। उनको ना अपनी कैपेसिटी पे यकीन है, ना अपने बच्चों की कैपेबिलिटी पे यकीन है, उन्हें बस सिफारिश लगानी है, जॉब चाहिए मुझे, मुझे ये चाहिए। मैंने बहुत देखे हैं लोग हर बात पे पॉलिटिशियन के पास भागते हैं, मेरा ये काम करा दो, मेरा वो काम करा दो। अफसोस होता है कहने का कि जहाँ पॉलिटिशियन राजा बन जाए, जहाँ पॉलिटिशियन देश का निर्माता बन जाए, फिर रह क्या जाता है। क्या फायदा इंजीनियरिंग की डिग्री करने का, क्या फायदा मेडिकल डिग्री करने का, क्या फायदा कोई ऐसी हाई क्वालिफिकेशन लेने का, ऐसा काम करने का जहाँ हर बात पे राजनीतिक नेता अपने ललकार लगाए कि जो हूँ मैं हूँ उस देश का मालिक, वो राजा बन जाता है और हम उसके गुलाम बन जाते हैं। जबकि होना ही चाहिए कि हम इस देश के नागरिक हैं, हमारे पब्लिक सर्वेंट रहे, लेकिन हमने उनको इतना ऊंचा उठा दिया है कि भारत वही बन चुके हैं, भारत के ऊपर बन चुके हैं। पता नहीं क्या कहा जाए इस बारे में। आप कहेंगे कि ऐसी बातें क्यों कर रहे हैं, सच्चाई देखकर कर रहा हूँ। हमने खराब किया इन लोगों को, हमको इनको ठुड मारना पड़ेगा, इनको किक मारना पड़ेगा, इनके होश ठिकाने। जिस तरह दरवाजे में किक मारी जाती है दरवाजा खुल जाता है, हमें इनको भी खोलना पड़ेगा। लोकसभा को सही लोगों के लिए खोलना पड़ेगा, राज्यसभा में सही लोग भेजने पड़ेंगे, हमें सही स्तर पर इलेक्शन कमीशन फिक्स करना होगा, सही तरीका प्रेसिडेंट चाहिए होगा, हमें हर जगह सही लोग चाहिए होंगे। हमें किसी ग्रुप के लोग नहीं चाहिए, हमें किसी RS के लोग नहीं चाहिए, हमें किसी कांग्रेस सपोर्टर लोग नहीं चाहिए, हमें देश के सपोर्टर लोग चाहिए। हम नहीं चाहते अपनी कैपेबिलिटी से आप आइए, आप किसी के पावर से क्यों आते हैं। लेकिन ये पावर का खेल है, ये गेम प्लान है इस देश का। इस देश में जितना हो अपना हट लगा लो, जितना हो अपना वो लगाओ, कि बाद में हमारे खिलाफ कोई बोले ना। और जहाँ खिलाफ कोई बोल नहीं सकता तो वो देश में डेमोक्रेसी कहाँ रहेगी, वो देश में सेकुलरिज्म कहाँ रह गया, उस देश में किस तरह का आप कह सकते हैं राज है, कहाँ रह गई फिर वो सत्ता वहां पर। जो आपके खिलाफ, अगर प्राइम मिनिस्टर के खिलाफ कोई बोल नहीं सकता, मिनिस्टर के खिलाफ कोई बोल नहीं सकता, कोई जर्नलिस्ट आवाज नहीं उठा सकता, टीवी चैनल आवाज नहीं उठा सकती, तो किस काम के हैं वो सब। बेकार है, नकारा है, हिजड़े हैं वो सब। मैं इतना ही कह सकता हूँ, नकारा है, नापुसंग है, वो कुछ नहीं कर सकते इस देश के लिए। वो सिर्फ अपनी जिंदगी जीना चाहते हैं, बस उनको जीने दो, उनका काम चलना चाहिए, उनके कार होनी चाहिए, बंगला होना चाहिए, उनकी लाखों की सैलरी होनी चाहिए, उनकी जिंदगी चलनी चाहिए। आपको क्या लेना है, गरीब मरता रहे, गरीब पसीना बहाता रहे, देश की जनता मरते रहे, हमें क्या लेना देना है। जो करेगा अपने आप करेगा। इसलिए मैं कहता हूँ आपको डिसीजन लेना पड़ेगा, EVM चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए, सही चुनाव होना चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए, देश का भविष्य बनना चाहिए कि नहीं बनना चाहिए, ये आपको सोचना है। बाहर का आके इंग्लिश नहीं सोचेगा, बाहर का आके अमेरिका वाला नहीं सोचेगा, कोई और देश नहीं सोचेगा। सोचेंगे तो आप, देश आपका है, नहीं तो ये देश फिर वहीं चला जाएगा जहाँ जाने वाला है, जहाँ इसका रास्ता तय हो रहा है। वही गुलामी की जंजीरें, वही हिंदू राष्ट्र बनाने का तरीका, जहाँ ये अपने आप को मास्टर समझ लेंगे। आपको शायद वोट का हक भी ना दिया जाए, मुसलमान को दूसरे को सेकंड क्लास स्टेटस बना दिया जाए, हिंदू राष्ट्र के नाम पे आपका गला घोट दिया जाए, आपका सर फोड़ दिया जाए, आपको गुलाम बना दिया जाए। अगर आप ऐसे जिंदगी चाहते हैं तो चाहते रहिए, आपको ऐसा भविष्य, आपको मुबारक हो। लेकिन मैं नहीं चाहता ऐसा हो। मैं नहीं चाहता कि मैं हिंदू राष्ट्र में रहूं। मैं चाहता हूं भारत माँ की जय, भारत माता की जय, जय भारत। मैं चाहता हूं भारत एक भारत रहे, भारत इंडिया भी ना हो, भारत सबका हो, हिंदू का, मुसलमान का, सिख का, ईसाई का देश हो, हर सिटीजन का देश हो, हर सिटीजन को अधिकार हो। हमें नहीं चाहिए क्रिमिनल्स, हमें नहीं चाहिए चोर, हमें नहीं चाहिए डकैत, हमें चाहिए साफ सभी का भारत, साफ हमारे रिप्रेजेंटेटिव, साफ हमारे रिप्रेजेंटेटिव का मतलब है नुमाइंदे, हमारे प्रतिनिधि। हमें ऐसा देश चाहिए। हम नहीं चाहते झूठा देश, हम नहीं चाहते झूठी लोकसभा, हम नहीं चाहते झूठा प्राइम मिनिस्टर, हम नहीं चाहते झूठे मिनिस्टर, हम नहीं चाहते झूठे चुनाव आयोग, हम कोई भी झूठा नहीं चाहते। हमें सत्यवादी की बनने की तरफ चलना होगा अगर हम सुधारना चाहते हैं इस देश को। इकोनॉमी सुधारी जा सकती है सच्चाई पे, लेकिन यहाँ तो लोग नोट से, बैंक से लूट के भाग गए, करोड़ों और बोले के भाग गए, हम देखते रह गए और ड्रामे चल रहे हैं कि आज वो आएगा इंग्लैंड से, वो वहां आएगा, कोई नहीं कहीं से आएगा, सब पैसे खिला के वहीं बैठे हैं। हमें सोचना होगा ऐसे चोर मिनिस्टरों के बारे में जो दोबारा सत्ता में आ गई, उनको धक्के मार के निकालना है इस पार्लियामेंट से। इन चोरों को निकालना है, डकैतों को निकालना है जो जबरदस्ती सत्ता में बैठे हैं। इसके लिए आंदोलन करना पड़े तो करना पड़े, इसके लिए शोर मचाना पड़े तो मचाना पड़े, इसके लिए पब्लिसिटी वीडियो फेसबुक पर करनी पड़े तो करनी पड़े, कुछ भी करना पड़े। हमें एक लिंक बनाना है आपस में करोड़ों लोगों का, जो समझ जाए कि देर हुई है, अंधेर नहीं है, अभी भी समय है, संभाल लो अपने आप को। अगर आप नहीं संभालोगे तो नहीं समझ सकता। अगेन आई एम टेलिंग यू, be cruel with these politicians, be polished with the politicians in a way that beat them. Don't accept them. If they are criminals, they are criminals. They have to be removed from Lok Sabha. Even if a prime minister must be removed. We don't accept falsehood. We want true state of affairs, and that is what I said. And more than this, I will not say anything now. This is long one. Just condemn EVM, accept ballot, and that's what our country needs. We don't need EVMs. EVMs are devised by government to win election and nothing else. They just manage it. They abuse this and that power. People even don't vote, but they will get power. This is what EVM is. So abuse EVM, abuse these robbers, politicians, and manage your country in a polished way, in a successful way, in a hard-working way, in a devised way. That is what is to be achieved. If you can do this, you will make this country, all these countries already going into ocean. Don't worry, automatically it will sink one day like a ship sinks, and you will be responsible for that. Nobody can take it out from, because when it goes down to 3-4 kilometers from sea level, water level, you cannot take it back. It goes like as happened in the past. So manage your country, save your rights, save your suffrage, save your franchise, save your constitution, save yourself and save your future, save your country in any way, save your young, save your old, and save your citizens of this country. That's what I say. And with this I conclude this small talk and hope that you may not feel bored. And be careful, be open, keep your mind, don't sleep, be serious. Seriousness is very important in life. If you keep sleeping, keep sleeping. If you want to be serious, you will know more and more about yourself. You will know more and more about public. You will know more and more. Your mind shall work. Your mind is sharp one. Strengthen yourself, and energetic you will be if you use your mind. And if you keep sleeping, dream, and that's all. Nothing else I can say. I only can say that you maybe what I say you accept, maybe you don't accept. That is your option. You have every right to condemn what I am saying, but doesn't matter. Whatever facts are there, they are existing. No one can say no. Yes, you have to accept that or don't accept that. Thank you very much for your time for all this. And I'm just concluding this now for next talk sometime else. And Jai Bharat. Jai Bharat and Jai Bharat.